This is the Great Legend, and I am coming at you live with DC's new 52 review of Frankenstein Agent of SHADE, issues 1 through 4. That's right, fans. Tonight, I'm going to be reviewing Frankenstein Agent of SHADE, issues 1 through 4. Check out that cover. That is, of course, issue 1 of DC's new 52, Frankenstein Agent of SHADE. Really cool cover. Look at Frank. He has the big old Gatling gun on the front. So awesome. It's written by Jeff Lemire, and the pencils is by Alberto Ponticelli. Very cool book. Love that cover. And by the way, fans, yes, it is in Mylar. So we're going to be taking a look at the first 4 issues, Frankenstein Agent of SHADE. And this first 4 issues is the first main story arc of the whole series, Frankenstein Agent of SHADE, and it's called War of the Monsters. War of the Monsters. Very cool book, and I'm excited to show you and give you my review of the first 4 issues of Frankenstein Agent of SHADE. So you may be asking, Frankenstein Agent of SHADE, what is this? Is this the Frankenstein from the old days? And fans, yes, this is the original Frankenstein, and he is in present day DC universe. Frankenstein can't be killed, he just wanders the earth. So what better way to wander the earth than join a secret organization that battles monsters and other sci-fi type stuff. Pretty dang cool. So what does SHADE mean? I have it written down right here. SHADE is the Superhuman Advanced Defense Executive. Yeah, Superhuman Advanced Defense Executive. Frankenstein Agent of SHADE. First part of the issue, we find out in Bone Lake, Washington, small town up in Washington State, that there's monsters that are coming up out of a lake, and they're eating people. Monsters are hungry, very violent creatures. They need to live off the flesh and the blood of humans. Classic monster story. Very cool. I really liked it. Let's go over a couple of these characters on the cover here. See this little girl right here? This actually is Father Time. Every decade or so, Father Time has to take on a randomly generated body, kind of sci-fi-ish, kind of little Dr. Frankenstein laboratory style stuff. This 4-armed beauty up here is Frankenstein's ex-wife, who he still calls wife because he doesn't want to let go of the fact that she divorced him, but she's cool, so I call her Miss Frankenstein. Pretty good chick. Great story in issue 1. We find that the place SHADE kind of reminds me of S.H.A.D.E, from the Avengers or whatever. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.A.D E, Frankenstein, Agent of SHADE. Pretty similar. But they go to this place. Frankenstein goes to this place. He gets a call. He's been chilling on Mars, taking a little vacation away from fighting evil monsters. But Father Time contacts him. He needs to get off Mars, come back to his little base. And that's funny, the base is actually like a 3-inch ball. And it's called the Ant Farm. And for the agent, any SHADE agent, to get in there, they not only do they get teleported up into this little ball, they also shrink as well. So it's kind of like this little ball will be flying around the city, and it's so small that people won't be able to see it because it's so small. So SHADE folks are very secretive, secret ops type stuff. Some other cool stuff. What happens in this issue? They go find out that Miss Frankenstein here is already on task to go find out what the heck these monsters are doing, killing these people. Problem is, she's not heard from for a while, and that's why Father Time gets Frankenstein to go down there. But this time, Frankenstein's not going down there alone. There could be too many monsters to battle. So Frankenstein is set up with his very own team, a nice SHADE team. It's called the Creature Commandos. Very cool. I've got another issue of number 1 right here in front of me, so I'm going to kind of give you the lowdown on some of these creatures. The creatures that joined Frankenstein on his expedition to Washington is really cool. there's a creature named Dr. Nina Mazurki. Now, she used to be a SHADE scientist, but she transformed herself into an amphibian/human. We have Warren Griffith. He's a new SHADE agent just coming aboard. He's a recruit volunteered. He had an infusion of some serum that changes, it's called lupine blood, that transformed him into a werewolf. We have an old SHADE pilot named Vincent Velcoro. He's a former pilot, and he was transformed into a vampiric crossbreed with a modified version of the Langstrom serum. So, some vampire serum there. And we have a unknown origin, unknown mummy and medic known as Callus. Now, look at these pics. See if I can show you these without too much glare. Those are the monsters. We got a little sea kind of lady who swims in the water, a wolfman guy, a vampire guy, and a mummy guy, and Frankenstein, with Father Time and Miss Frankenstein. So if you're a fan of universal classic horror creatures, I mean, you're going to love this comic. This is really cool. Frankenstein Agent of SHADE issue 1. It's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of fun little jabs in there at other members and everything. The Wolfman kind of reminds me a little of the heroic things he says, kind of like Captain America. He kind of has that kind of vibe to him. We got the smart-ass vampire who's like, you know, just doesn't even give a crap. You know, he's just there. We got the scientist C-type chick, and then we got this mysterious mummy guy that shows off some really cool powers. So they get to this place. The town's deserted. The mummy can sense that there's a ton of people in a church. They can't find any. They reveal a secret little path in the floor, and lo and behold, there is this priest woman and a ton of little kids. So that's what we find out in issue 1, and it just kind of ends at a cliffhanger. So I thought this issue was really good. This was Frankenstein issue 1. This is issue 2 of Frankenstein Agent of SHADE. Check out this cover. Look at that. You see how Frankenstein's eyes, you know, the bags under his eyes and the eye sockets are really deep in the eyes? He's looking at you like that. That's that Karloff stare. That's Boris Karloff style stare. And some of the classic photo shots that Karloff looked into the camera and looked in, you know, for that movie Frankenstein, the original Frankenstein. So I think that's kind of cool because me personally, a big fan of those classic movies, I know this is paying homage to Karloff. And of course, you know, where the brain's supposed to be, all of his friends are there, helped him 100% of the way through. What I liked about this issue, they do a little more recon. Okay, after they find out the lady was storing all those kids down there, we find out that the lady was actually like sending the kids to the lake for sacrifice. So he punches that lady, and it goes back outside, and of course the wolf guy and the vampire, they're still fighting everyone around the lake area. So what happens after that? Frankenstein and the sea lady here, they go into the lake and they do some reconnaissance of their own, and they find out that and of course they're fighting monsters in the lake at the same time. Don't get me wrong. There's ton. This whole issue is mainly just fighting different monsters while they're still looking for Miss Frankenstein here. So what they do, they're still looking for. They go down in the lake, and that's where they see the portal to this other dimension. So they come out of the water. Of course, Frank wants to go in just right then and there, but they come out of the water. They get back to the ant farm area. They talk it over with Father Time and the scientist, and they decide what their next plan of attack is. So just another great issue. That was issue 2 of Frankenstein Agent of SHADE. Issue 3 here, just as good as the other issues. The story just keeps getting better and better. Look at that cover of that. I like that purpleness of the cover. Got the sea lady there, Frankenstein Agent of SHADE issue 3. He's got his awesome sword just ready to go. I love this issue here. This is when they actually, all of them are in this little vessel that takes them through the interdimensional pathway, and they get to Monster Planet. They find out that there are 3 titans on this planet. There's 2 on land, there's 1 in the water. So once they all get there, they get a glimpse and they see the whole battlefield covered with monsters, and then Miss Frankenstein's fighting them all by herself, just kicking butt. And finally, these guys join the fight, and they're trying to bring down this one Titan monster that's on land. There's tons of other monsters around. Huge battle takes place. They're finding nothing's working, and then Frankenstein, he just gets pissed, and he goes in there. The monster swallows him, and I guess he just is cutting and slicing and dicing with his sword inside the Titan, and he kills the Titan from the inside out. After that, there's 2 more Titans left, so they have to, you know, separate. So these two, Frankenstein and the sea monster lady, they go, or that chick, they go underwater to take on the water Titan, and they do their fighting down there, while Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and the vampire guy are going to do the other land Titan. So what happens is they separate their teams. They go into the water, and what's funny is all the the fish monsters and all the monsters that live underwater, they think that the scientist lady, who's a amphibian / human type character, they think she's good, and you know, they really like her and all that kind of stuff, so they don't attack her. So when they get to the Titan, they're not attached. The Titan underwater is not attacking Frankenstein and that one lady. So the sea lady is what I call her, sea hag. But yeah, so Frankenstein, you know, the scientist, she doesn't want Frankenstein to kill the monster, but he has to do it, you know, because the monsters are just going to keep coming. So he kills the monster underwater. Then they get back up above land, and the rest of the team is still fighting. Our mummy guy got knocked out a little earlier because he used some of his mental powers to take on a lot of monsters. So he's kind of out of commission during this whole storyline near the end. So he's just chilling, laying back where they're going to get picked up. But in issue 4, they finish off our last 2 Titans. Of course, Frankenstein, like I said, he killed the one in the monster. They come up above seas. They're running out of time because this dimension portal thing is about to close on them. So Father Time sends something called the toy box. It's a little box. He sends it down the portal. It hits. It opens up, and tons of little android robots come out, and they just start using all their bullets and stuff to bring the big Titan down. So they defeat the 3rd Titan, and then they barely get in their little spaceship back to get back to the ant farm and to Washington, you know, Washington State. So really good issues. These Frankenstein Agent of SHADE. This was the War of the Monsters. I thought this was an excellent 4-part story arc for this book, written by Jeff Lemire and pencils by Alberto Ponticelli. Really cool. Check out these covers one more time. Frankenstein Agent of SHADE from the DC's New 52. Look at that. Love the artwork. Very good. Storyline. Very good. Highly recommend these books. I'm going to put some links down in the video description for the comics themselves, the whole series, and for the trade, if you want to get the trade. I think the trade has issues 1 through... maybe 1 through 7, I think. Very cool issues there. Maybe 1 through 7, I think. So yeah, Frankenstein Agent of SHADE, DC New 52. Highly recommend this series. I'm going to be doing reviews of the other issues as well, but I'm not doing like normal. Normally I'll do a 12-issue run of these DC New 52s. I'll review the first 12 issues, and sometimes if they have a 0-issue or annual, I also review those. But I'm just reviewing, you know, the first story arc there, because sometimes I kind of forget what happened in these issues. But I really love this issue. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read the rest of my Frankensteins, because I think it's issue 13, 14, and 15 all tie in with Animal Man and Swamp Thing's Rot World storyline. So I'm going to read those, and then I'll finish up the rest of my Animal Mans and Swamp Things. So I hope you enjoyed Frankenstein Agent of SHADE issues 1 through 4. This has been another DC's New 52 review. And, you know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out those links below, fans, if you want to read some Frankenstein Agent of SHADE, because it's a great storyline, great comic book series. Sadly, I think it'll be getting canceled at issue 16. But fans, this is the Great Legend saying peace out, God bless.